So yep, there it is. Okay, so welcome to this career talk, co-organized by Best Talk Consulting and NUS Statistics Society. And the title of the talk tonight will be "A Career of Data from the Perspective of an Industry Expert." So the speaker with us tonight will be Mr. Zhang Hongling, who Mr. Zhang, if you please can you can show your screen to the people, if you will.
Okay.
All right. Okay, there we are. So yeah. So a brief introduction of Mr. Zhang here. So he has obtained a bachelor degree of Triple E and Masters of Knowledge Management from NTU. He has more than 10 years of data-related working experience in Singapore, and he is also previously senior data analyst at DBS and Apple. Currently, he is working as data team lead at a top fintech company. So he will be taking over the sharing session now. So, Mr. Chang, if you will, you can start the sharing.
Okay, give me a minute.
Yes, and also if let's say you have any question that you want to ask, Jian Hui here from StatSoc, he has kindly posted the Q&A pigeonhole link. So if you have any question for the speaker, you can put the question there and we will address them after the sharing session.
Hey, can all of you see my screen?
Yep, that's good.
Okay. Yeah. So let's get started. So hello everyone. My name is Hong Lin. It's my honor to be invited in this talk. Uh, I'm not sure how to activate the chat, but if possible, actually I want to know like how many percent of of you are from NUS, or how many of you are from Desktop. But I assume most of you are from NUS statistics school. But I just want to let you know that I'm actually not good at statistics. I'm more like a data analyst, not a data science. So I'll just try to share my simple thoughts about my data analyst career. All right. Okay. So for the past 10 over years, right, my job title is always data analyst. But my job scope is keep growing from report automation job in AMD to data governance job in DBS, and then to really support the business unit and solve the business problem in Apple. And now I'm in a fintech company and leading a BI team, supporting the business decision making and KPI trackings and daily business operations. Okay. My education background was listed in the blue color. I was graduated from NTU, Triple E. For those who don't know, Triple E means electronics and electrical engineering. And part-time, I also obtained my master degree of knowledge management and also some certs about big data, and also SQL, Python, and data science. And for the recent few years, right, I also start to teach data analysis for working adults. I just trying to give my experience back to the society. Okay, so you might want to ask how come my degree is electronics, but I can be a data analyst in AMD, right? So actually, when I first joined AMD, right, I was a product U engineer, and part of my job, right, was to prepare the performance report every week, which require 5 engineers to spend half a day to prepare, which is very painful. So in the next few months, right, I took the initiative and fully automate the report, which won the gold project reward that year. So 6 months after I joined AMD, the company decided to set up a data team and asked me to full-time support the reporting for the company. So that is the time I become a data analyst. Another question you might be curious, right, is how come I was able to jump from AMD to DBS to Apple and now in the fintech. Actually, they are interrelated. So in DBIs, right, DBIs give me the offer because they want to use the same one of the reporting tools that use in AMD, and Apple give me the offer because Apple use the same type of database as I use in DBS, and also Apple use the same programming language to build a reporting tool as I use in AMD. And the fintech company give me the offer because they want to build up the BI capability in Singapore office. And in my past working experience, right, I was always the first one to build up the data capability for the organization from scratch. So you see the career path, right, is always is not simply decided by you yourself. Is kind of the combination of your past experience and your choice. And once you are on that track, right, it's not easy to switch to another. So be very, very careful when you choose your career, especially for the first few years. And choice, right, is also a very important factors for the career path because I actually rejected much more job offers than the ones I accepted. So please make your choice carefully at those critical moments. Okay. So any questions so far? If you have any questions, you can just ask. Okay. Or just leave your message in the chat. I can't read the chat now because I'm still sharing the screen, but I can read it later. Okay. So there are actually a lot of data-related jobs in the market in Singapore for the recent few years, and also of course it's because a lot of companies realize the importance of data, but the Singapore government, right, also did a lot of work to boom up the data industry here in Singapore. You might not know Singapore is now the most robust data center in APAC, higher than South Korea, Hong Kong, and Japan. And the companies, right, if they want to put the data center in Singapore, the company don't need to worry about the data being investigated or regulated very often. They don't need to worry government change the policy over the night. And also Singapore charge 0% tax for overseas business. Okay. And also the infrastructure is also very good here. The internet speed is very good. Talent pool is also enough. So a lot of top tier companies, right, willing to put the data center here in Singapore to support the APAC or the Southeast Asia business like Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Alibaba. They all put the data center here. And when they build this data center, right, they also trying to build the whole data team together in Singapore. And at the meantime, right, Singapore government also encourage companies to set up the capability, their data capabilities. For example, MAS. MAS is offering AI and data analysis grant, okay, to the company. They can fund up to 50% of the data expert salary. So if you are in this data analysis industry already, you might not know, maybe half of your salary was paid by the government. Okay, so at the meantime, right, the local university, right, also provide degrees and masters of data analysis and data science to provide enough talents for the market into the market. I think all the three local U's, right, NTU, AOS, and SMU are all offering business analysis master course. Okay, so how to get a data analysis job? I didn't put too much things. I just trying to put some of the things I can think of from I can think of. So I'm going to mention the internship, how to write the resume, and about the interview. Okay, so the internship, right? If you ask me, should I take the internship for for like short internship, like 2 months, or should I take a internship a bit longer, like 5-6 months? Actually, I prefer the internship to be longer, like 5 to 6 months, because only when you stay into one team for long enough time, right, you can really do something. 2 months can't really do much. Okay, and how to select the internship? If you have multiple choice, right, of your internship, try to ask some detailed questions of that department. And for example, are these department are only trying to hire one data analysis intern to support their daily business needs? Because very often, right, the department head think they might just need someone to help them extract some data or automate some report. So they just get the intern to do this kind of I would say is low value work. And this kind of position, right, just helping the department to extract the data, automate the report, has very limited room to grow. And hardly you can learn something from the peers. Okay, so because the peers don't know the data or reporting. And a good option, right, should be in a data analysis team. So you can join one data analysis team, work with them together. Then you can learn a lot from those seniors and also the team leads. Okay, and some of the internship, right, has the program to convert the internship to permanent roles. So if you want to look for such kind of opportunities, right, you can pay attention to the uh, average age of the team. So if the average age of the team is pretty young, that means, right, high chance the team are open to fresh graduates. They welcome the young the young fresh graduates. And if you see a team, the average age of is already like 30 plus minus, that means, right, this department or this team prefer to hire seniors instead of the fresh, instead of the juniors. Okay, so maybe this is something you might need to pay attention. And talking about the resume, right, I this is only my opinion. Uh, I think, right, so for fresh graduates, you can just keep your resume into one page, which is good enough. And besides education, right, you should put at least 2 to 3 projects that you did, either from your internship or final year projects, or maybe you join some campaigns. Okay, and you can also put some rewards that you earn for the past few years, but just keep it simple. Putting too much of this, right, at least to me, that it doesn't help. For me, I just simply skip most of the things if I'm not familiar. And hobbies, someone like to put a hobbies, like I like to play football or something. But I at least to me, I feel that that is not important to that is not the important factors for me to choose the candidates suitable to the job. So you can keep that simple, or just don't put anything about hobbies. And the last thing is about the channels. How to send the resume. So internal recommendation is, of course, is always better and easier. But how to get the internal recommendation, right? Maybe you can try to ask your professor, your students, or try to join some groups, and even just directly send the message to some experts in that company you are interested. And another channel is LinkedIn. So I did a simple search of data. I use the keyword data plus fresh, and it comes out over 700 data related jobs posted in LinkedIn Singapore. And I simply browsed through a few of them, and they all indicated fresh graduates are welcome. And I think that is a good resource for you to like try to explore those jobs and submit the applications. And of course, if you already worked for a few years, then LinkedIn is also even a better place because a lot of headhunters are in LinkedIn. And please make sure your profile right in LinkedIn looks professional. And the one tips right is to make good use of recommendation functions and the endorsement of skill. Okay, because I at least I feel right the recommendation and endorsement right help you to rank higher when the headhunters or hiring managers or HR are trying to search for talents. That will help you to make to make your ranking higher. Okay, so another thing, another tips right is maybe to make sure if you are interested in certain job, let's say data analysis, then make sure these keywords, data analysis, appear in all your resumes everywhere, from the header, from the summary, until all the detailed job descriptions. Okay, that will help you to give you a higher rank as well. The last thing is about the interview. So to me, right, interview is just like dating. So no need to be stressed. You think about it. Uh, LinkedIn, right, is just like Match.com or Tinder. For those of you who know Tinder, the first step, right, you create a profile online. Then you search for the target that you're interested, and then you build up the connections, right? And then if both of you are interested in each other's, then a phone call was initiated. Then then uh, you dress nicely to meet up in person, and you might need to meet up multiple times to better understand each other's. And lastly, if everything goes well, you sign the contract and be together. Okay, so so don't be stressed. It's a chance to let each other know each other. It's not only one way, just letting the hiring manager know you. It's also a chance that you to know the companies and the team. Okay, so in terms of the hard skills, right? My suggestion is to get familiarized with Excel, SQL, Python, and one of the data visualization tools like Tableau or Power BI. And I'm not sure. Maybe uh, my understanding is the universities right are trying to teach R instead of Python, but in real industry right, Python is much more popular. You can hardly find a job require R. Okay, so other than that, another tips I can share is try to prepare one or two stories from your internship or your projects. Okay, so what does that mean? What is a story? So story always begin with an introduction, a problem, and then this problem start to develop. You try to solve you try to investigate the problem, and you find out there's a big challenge in front, and if you can't solve that challenge, this problem could lead to a disaster. But after your hard working, your investigation, you overcome the challenge, you solve the problem, happy ending. And then after that, of course, you need to follow up with a summary, the moral of the story that you learn something in the future and gain your capabilities, something like that. So stories is much easier to be remembered instead of just letting you know what I can do, what I can't do. Okay. The last part is about the career plan. Um, Actually, for me, right, before I graduate, I don't really have a clear career plan. But the career plan I can talk about is once I'm already on this track, once I'm already become a data analyst, what should be the next? Okay, what should be the next? How can I become from a junior data analyst to become a senior data analyst or jump to another direction? So I listed some of the options that I can do next after I become a data analyst. So it could be two paths. One is the tech direction, another is business. So the most traditional role way is from a data analyst to become a senior one and finally become a lead of the data analyst team. Okay, but if you are interested in the real hard uh, data part, then you can become a data engineer and later become a data architect. Okay, and if you are interested in data science work, if you are interested in machine learning, deep learning, then you can also become a data scientist. Okay, or just dedicated to a machine learning. Or if you are interested to become like the person to overview everything from the data analysis to the data product to the data science to solve a real business problem, you can also become a data product manager. Okay, so besides the tech path, you can also go to the business path because a lot of time, right, this data analyst could be the single contributor within the business department. So if let's say you are in operation department dedicated to like business growth, user growth, then after you become a data analyst for a few years, you already know how to run the campaigns. You already know how to use data to drive a decision makings. Then you can do the search from a data analyst supporting role to become really the one to drive the operations. Similarly, you can become a business analyst to really from a supporting data role to become that role to really support the CEO to come out the business strategy for the company. Okay, and I also listed the average annual salary for different roles. So this is the average annual salary in Singapore market. So you see the data engineers, machine learning, and data science, they also pay pretty decent salaries. Okay. So the last part that I want to share, right, is what is the idea? What is the way to become from a junior person to become a senior person? So I'm going to share with you a word called open. Okay, so what does that mean? That means open means objective, process, experience, and net. That means if you only know certain part of the, if if let's say someone give you a task or assignment, you receive the task, you immediately start to do it, then most probably you are a junior. So what is the time that I can see this person is senior enough? Is when the business person come to me say there's a problem. The first question I ask is what is the objective of this, maybe a project or data analyst assignment? What is the objective? We must be very clear what is the purpose or the business problems we want to solve. So this is called the objective. And then the second one is process. We must be very clear what is the whole process from data collection to the analysis process to the end, how to really from the results of the analysis to draft the business decisions, the whole process to really solve the problem. So once you design the whole process, right, you must also have the A/B testing. This is optional because this is more like typical data science projects. But so for maybe for data analysis, it is not necessary to have the experience, but it's just for illustration purposes. Okay, so experience means you must have an A/B test to test in different scenarios, what should be the strategy perform the best, so that this whole process or the whole systems, right, can continue to improve to get a better business results in the long run. And the last one is net. That means you need to split one big business questions to different steps, okay, so that you can analyze different steps to drill down what is the real problem to improve. So this is the whole process called open. And usually, right, if you can follow the whole, if you can really join a company, do the whole data science project or data analyst projects, then you will know the whole process from the starting point objective until the last point to really solve the problem. Okay, so if you already know the whole process, you can roughly know, you can for a few years, then you can roughly start to like really drive the projects by yourself. And after that, maybe you can become a data analysis lead or data science lead to really guide the whole team to do the job. Okay, so this is the first one I want to share. The first idea I want to share is called open. Okay, the next idea I want to share, right, is about the domain knowledge. So my career, I do jump to different industries, but I also know someone stay in the same industry for many years, and over so many years, right, this person is almost become like very famous in this small domain, and now this person also become a very high ranking person in the company. So actually, to me, right, domain knowledge is very important, especially for even for data science, machine learning, deep learning. It's not simply I know the model, I know how to run the deep learning package. You just give me the data, I plug in the data science package, I run it, I can get the results. It's not like that. You must have a very deep understanding of that domain, be it advertising, be it e-commerce, anything. You must be uh, very familiar with that domain, so that you can combine that domain knowledge and the data science together to get the real to have the real business results. Okay, and the last point I want to make is don't be a full stack. So full stack, right, this term is very popular for developers. Okay, so one person could be the full stack developers for both front end and back end web developers. But for data work, right, I don't really recommend you to become a full stack. Like the person, I can do data analysis, I can develop the database, I can build the dashboard, make the data visualization nicely. I can also use a Python to build the data science capability, do the machine learning. Uh, for me, right, my recommendation is try to focus on one area and don't spread your energy to so many areas. Once you are focusing on one area and doing good, you can then along with so many projects, right, you can also start to know what others are doing. And then o- once you already have the domain knowledge and you know other teams are doing, you can become so-called a CTO or the chief data officer to lead the whole team. Because even you don't know data science, you know how to guide them. You know how a good data science project should looks like. Okay, so don't try to be a full stack. Try to focus on one area, do it good, and then you can already become the one to guide or lead the others. Okay. Okay. So that's all I'm willing to share. So it's just a simple PowerPoint. Thanks for your time to listen. And I also attach my LinkedIn URL at below. If you really have any other questions, you can also add my profile to ask. Okay. Thanks. I'm going to stop my sharing.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chung, for the sharing. It's very very insightful. So thanks for like telling us more like how to gain access to this industry and how to do well in general. So yeah, so as mentioned before, I will paste the link again for those who have missed it. So please use this link if you have any question that you want to ask Mr. Chang here. And we already have a couple of questions lined up in this website. So let me do screen sharing as well. Hold on. Okay, we will start from the top question. So, Mr. Chang, do you want me to read out the question or you do it yourself?
Yeah, I already opened up the website.
Or you read it on
So
it? Okay.
yeah, so the first one is what are the difficulties you face when you build the BI team from scratch? Okay, so yeah, so for the past few years, right, I start the BI team from scratch in this in the in this fintech company. So uh, actually there are a lot of difficulties, and the first one, right, is to find the right position of the team. I need to find the right position of the team to really insert this whole BI team as one piece of puzzle into the whole picture. Okay, so and then also make sure this BI team, right, is the puzzle not easily to be replaced. So I need to find the position for the BI team, and also the next is to build up the relationship with the stakeholders, and also make sure to build up the trust between them between us. And the next thing is the hiring and training, because it's really not that easy to hire uh, to hire 5 candidates within a short period of time. So I need to like quickly hire the right person and start the training and uh, get them start to work. Okay, and some other things I also need to worry about. For example, secure the resources. The resources means the supporting department, they also need to reserve dedicated person to support us, especially the data team. They must have the data engineers to support us. So especially when especially when the team and us are not in the same country, so I really need to like build up the relationships with that team to secure the resources. I think that's and also the maybe the last one is to manage the expectations, to really share the progress of the team with all the related parties, including the stakeholders, also including the counterparts. Yeah, I think that's the difficulties I face. I hope that answered your question.
All right. Okay. Just to check, do you need me to share my screen or will you be able to see on your end as well?
Actually, no need. Yeah,
Okay. All right.
thanks.
No problem. So, okay, second question. Which question or aspect do you think most students did not perform well during their interviews? So, take data analyst role, for example.
Uh, didn't perform well during the interview. Okay, honestly, I never interview fresh grads. So a lot of time I interview those candidates with 10 years of working experience already. So, but I do have a few chance that I did an interview with those relatively fresh candidates also. So I think some of the things I can mention. One, of course, those fresh graduates. They are smart. They have good attitudes and willing to learn and do things very fast. And maybe one thing I can highlight is the confidence. Okay, as a fresh graduate, you never have the experience to really do something to get something done, especially some complicated projects. You don't know how to get it done, so you might don't have enough things to prove that you can do the job well. Okay, so maybe confidence is something you're lack of, but my suggestion is don't be afraid. So although some things you never do, but my suggestion is try to build up this conversation during the interview. You try to ask what exactly the things you need to you're asked to do step by steps, and slowly you can break down a very complicated questions into a few steps, and certain things you can do, certain things you can't do. You can also try to let the give the hiring manager the confidence that this is not a big deal. This is something I can learn quickly. Yeah, something like that. So confidence maybe is something that, yeah, not doing well. So the next is, could you share more in depth? How do you choose between companies that are the same tier? Hmm. So I'm guessing you are trying to ask, if let's say I have numbers of offers, how do I choose the right one that I'm interested to go, right? So um, is by okay. The first step is to look at the industries. So if the industry is not doing well, then this is not uh, a good a good option to go. Even the company is good. Yeah. So let's say now the e-commerce in Southeast Asia is growing very fast. They're almost double every month, every year. Okay, so those are the right companies in the right industry. So industry is one. Secondly is the company. Whether this company is the top one, top two, top three in that domain, in that industry. Okay, if the company has high enough competitiveness in that industry, then it is a good option to go. Of course, if you are trying to join a relatively smaller company, but in a very fast-growing industry, you might also consider. The risk is higher. Maybe you don't know next year what will happen to the company, but the reward might also be high enough to accept the risk. Okay, so number one is industry. Number two is the company. Number two is the company. Number three is what exactly you are doing. So I do know someone joined a small company and in charge of a lot of things from server to development, from uh, from from the app development to become the one to support the customers. Do a lot of things, but nothing is really do it in depth enough. Okay, so the second thing is really pay attention to what exactly the company asks you to do. If the company asks you to do a lot of things, end up maybe after a few years you can't do anything well. So must be clear what is the things the company asks you to do, and whether there's enough room to grow. Like whether the company expect you to really grow a team from scratch. Maybe initially when you join the company, you are a single contributor, but who knows, after a few years, you are already the one leading a whole team, managing 10 people. Okay, so the third thing is the room to grow. Okay, I think those are the three things I pay attention. And the next one is, can you elaborate on the difference between data analyst versus business analyst? What are supporting roles? Okay. Uh, you can almost think data analyst is a supporting role. I'm supporting the business to make decision. Okay. So the difference between data analyst and business analyst, right, is not that clear in different companies. For example, in bank, a lot of time business analyst could be the one or the middleman from business side to collaborate all the business requests convert those business requests uh, to the requirement that IT team can understand, and then drive the product document and drive the IT team to initiate the project and then push the project to launch, something like that. They can define that as a business analyst. But maybe in some other companies, business analyst is really someone to analyze the business problems, analyze the market. So is yeah, is you really need to read the JD, yeah, and talk to the hire manager. And what do you look out from a business analyst intern? Okay, so if I really initiate the internship, right, usually is I have a problem, and usually this is a problem that don't really have a high priority. Even I don't do it, there's no impact to the business. But if I can do it, then it is a good thing to do. For example, automation. For example, I want someone to build a model to forecast something, or maybe do a machine learning to extract something from the external parties to understand the competitors. So I might hiring the data analyst or data science to do such things. Yeah. And the good quality of a data analyst or data science intern, right, should be I give a task, and this data analyst, as I mentioned just now, the open, right, OPEN, this candidate can ask very clearly before do something. Can ask very clearly what is the objective, how what should be the things I deliver, and then meet our requirements and really get the results before do anything. If you can define the business objective very clearly, is almost 50% job done already. Okay, so number one is ask enough questions to make sure each of the parties understand my to make sure they clear my expectations. They also let me clear what are the things they are going to deliver, and these are the things I'm okay, I'm satisfied. So good communications between each others. Okay, second quality maybe is self-learn. So if I give you the task, you don't immediately ask me how to do. You try to learn either from the peers or from the internet. Try to learn something, do the research before you ask me. Okay. I think that's the quality I'm looking out. Yeah. One is communication, clear the ask enough questions, make sure no misunderstanding. Second is do our own research before ask questions. Okay. The next, what are the common tools that you spoke about to visiting our for AMD? Oh, okay. I sorry, but I rather don't share. Yeah, don't share the tools that being used internally. Yeah, sorry. Let me skip to the next. How much is the total compensation as a full-time data analyst? And I rather don't share this. Let's move on to the next. After do data analyst in bachelor degree, what are the possible choice for master degree? Fintech is a good choice. Many data analysts do their masters and PhD. Hey, sorry. Okay, so for data science, right? Honestly, if you know data science, you actually have a lot of options, right? You can join companies like Facebook to do recommendations. You can join maybe Google to do search engine optimization. You can also join, I don't know, the trading companies to do AI trading. But I do have this impression that for this kind of a high ranking or the roles need to do very complicated tasks, right? They try to hire a person has PhD degrees. Even master, they don't want. Yeah, that's my impression. Yeah, maybe wrong, but I do see a lot of data science uh, experts are PhDs. Yeah, they might be the PhDs of mathematics or statistics or physics. Anyway, must be someone very good at mathematics. Yeah, building models. Let me move on to the next. How much of data skill did you develop before versus after graduate? Okay, I before graduation I almost don't know anything. Yeah, I learned most of the skills on job training during the on job training. Yeah, but I do recommend you to spend like a month to really learn SQL. It's very easy to learn, not difficult at all. Excel also. Yeah, actually the university don't really train Excel. They don't really spend too much time to train Excel, but Excel is something like a must have tool in almost every job. So I don't understand, but really I really recommend you to spend some time like look for some courses, either maybe online or something to learn Excel. And Tableau or Power BI is also something not that difficult to learn. Yeah, you might get a few maybe 10 to 20 hours of courses. You can already know how to use Tableau already. Of course, as a to build dashboards. Yeah. Okay, so is we have already gone through the questions over here. Let me move on to the chat. Any other things? I saw, okay. Okay, from the chat, I saw one question as well. Also the long internship. Uh, well, is from the long internship is hard to describe it really. So, but at least right, even you didn't really build up something from that maybe 6 months internship, at least after 6 months, right, you can almost tell the business logic of this company, right? So if the hiring manager asks you what is this company are doing, how this company uh, maybe build the products or build up their competitive advantage, how this company made the money, at least you can you can you can you can answer the questions, and then on top of this you can tell you as the single country you as the interns how you contributed for the company after 6 months. Yeah, if you only stay there for 2 months, I think during the 2 months, right, most of the time you are still trying to learn something, not really creating the impact or contribution to the company. Yeah. And can you provide some more detailed examples of how the meaningful work? Yeah, should expect if the team out did it. Is wow, this is mm, this is not easy to answer. Different scenarios, the answer could be different, but I still maybe use the advertising maybe as an example. Uh, you let's say you are e-commerce company and you're trying to post advertise on Google and Facebook, and when user trying to search for something, the Google ads comes out, and the user click the link can directly link to the page or the deep link of the app. Or when the user browse the Facebook, there's a is besides to link the user to the product page on the e-commerce app. And if the user are interested in the product, they can just click the link and place the order. And then this one is earn the GMVs, okay, earn the revenues from this trade or the purchase. And then throughout this whole process, right, you can break down the process into different steps. And then for different steps, what is the conversions? And then you can clearly tell the managers or the or the related team that certain conversion is not good compared to others or compared to the histories, that you must improve it or something like that. As long as your analysis is clear, is able to clearly point the problem, and after you point the problem, you are able to direct the problem to the right team to solve it, and then eventually improve the performance of the whole company. Then I think that is already good as a data analyst to really drive the business. Okay. Where is it? There are still a lot of questions down below. Any other questions that you want me to answer?
Yeah, it's just that the question sequence will change whenever someone upvoted any of them, so could be a little bit hard to keep track.
Maybe answer the one last question. Is it okay? Okay. Yeah. So how did you choose a master? If you're from CS and interested in doing data science, what master do you do? Sorry, this is a data science question. Maybe I'm not good at that. But when I choose my master as knowledge management, right? Uh, uh, After 2 years, right? I think this is also not a very very smart choice. Maybe if I do information study or the business analysis could be a better choice. But of course, in that time, there's no business. I think there's no business analysis course. Yeah, master course. But anyway, this at least these knowledge management courses teaches me how to manage information, how to manage data, how to use some of the tools, and how to come out the information strategy or data strategy for the company, and then tie it with the business strategy, something like that. So at least it give me some business sense. Yeah, maybe that's something help me in the long run. Anything else? So if you still have any other questions that you want me to answer, maybe you can just paste it on the Zoom chat. I think that's easier. One is, how did you transition from a technical role to more of a manager role? Yeah, it's just I think this is just by chance. Like I said before these fintech companies, I was always a tech role. Yeah, just by chance. I got chance to join the company, and then during the first few months, I did my job well and build up the trust, and the company are willing to give me the headcount to start to build up the team. Yeah. Okay. So I think that's all the questions I can answer. Is there anything else you want me to answer? You can just paste the questions in the Zoom chat.
Yep, sure, that sounds good enough. Okay.
Okay,
So,
thanks.
yeah. Okay, so thanks, Mr. Zhang, for the sharing and answering of the questions. So we are coming to close to the end of this session. So let me do a bit of a bit more sharing. Yeah. So okay, first thing, go back. Okay, so let me share a little bit of what best talk and also state society will have in the future. So the upcoming event by us, we are going to have this Polish Masterclass Data Analytics. So if let's say after the sharing from Mr. Zhang and you are interested to explore a career in the sector of data analytics, you can sign up for it. So please take note a couple of things. First thing is that you can use this promo code for a 50% off in the program fee, but it will not stack with any other promo code should you transfer upon one. So choose wisely. And because the class will be starting soon, the registration will be closing soon as well. Please try to make the decision by the coming Sunday. And yeah, okay. So this is the coming event by Bestop. And you can use the following link to connect with either Bestop or Telelink here. So Telelink is a sub unit as well as a social enterprise under Best of Consulting. So yeah, and Jianhui has been posting the links so you don't have to try to type the words based on the screen. You can just click the link from the Zoom chat itself. And then next up we have the upcoming event by Annual Stat Society. So the first one is using the tidyverse. It is another talk as well, using a tidyverse in R for the data analysis and visualization. And then the second one, it will be a talk on AI by Vicens. Yeah. And then more information is on the Stat Society's Instagram page. So again, please refer to this. You can scan the QR code for the Instagram as well as using the links that January has been posting in the Zoom chat as well. So yeah, we will keep the Zoom chat a little bit longer so that you can have the time to think of the stuff. And yeah, we have also one feedback form. So for those of you who have enjoyed this career talk very much, please give us some feedback by scanning the link. And I believe Jianhui will be sending there it is. He sends the link to the feedback form as well. So yeah, please give us some feedback about this career talk. Yeah. So once again, thank you for coming to this sharing session. So once again, this is brought to you by State Society as well as Best Consulting. So if there's any last question by any chance? If not, then would everyone mind if you all turn on the camera and then we can take a picture or something? Anyone?